Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. So right when I think we're about done with, let's look at this real quick. Alright. Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video. So right when I think we're about done with the reveals for today, we get Aurelian Soul. He looks awesome. I mean, thematically, he's just cool. His abilities are cool. The one downside, I guess, you can see to Aurelian Soul is that he's a 10 cost card, so uber late game card. I had predicted that he was going to be an 8 mana card. He's 10, so even more than that. He does not have a Behold ability, so I was wrong about that as well. Of course, that was before Invoke was kind of released as a concept, so. But he still works with Behold units. Yeah, with Trundle he could synergize well with, and there's a couple of expensive cards that he generates that also work with Behold. So this could be still interesting to use with Trundle. Yeah, I was wrong about it though. Alright, so Aurelian Soul here. He's a dragon, he's got Fury, he's got Spell Shield. When you play, you're going to invoke a celestial card that costs 7 or more. At the round start, you create a random celestial card in hand. And then in order to level up, probably the easiest level up condition of the entire game, you have to get to round end. Round end, your allies have 20 plus power. So not terribly grueling level up condition. You don't have to invoke a certain amount of times. You don't have to play a certain amount of celestial cards. You just have to get to the end of the game. The reason for that is that he's such an expensive card, 10 mana, that in order to get to that point of the game, in order to even play him, you're going to have survived long enough. So I mean, I guess it's like enough. They decided it was enough to just have gotten to 10 mana at that point and be able to play Aurelian Soul. So I mean, he's going to be hard to get rid of because of the spell shield. There aren't a lot of things that are going to be able to get rid of him. As I said kind of earlier in one of my other videos, Hush is going to be a super strong card in this meta because of all of these super powerful cards that are being created by the celestial units and just by being released from Targon. Yeah, the Hush, like a lot of people were on the fence about it. I am now automatically thinking that that is going to be a meta defining card. It is going to be counter meta really, and just to get rid of all of these sort of units with their abilities that are going to be able to just destroy you late game, especially since Hush is a 3 mana card that replenishes itself, and these cards are going to be played late game. You're going to get multiple uses off of it. It's just going to be a really good card to stop these really strong hitters. So Aurelian Soul thematically, he's awesome. He looks super cool. I really love the concept. We just got to get to late game in order to play him and finish off the game with him. Very similar in concept, I suppose, to someone like Anivia and Karma, who need to be enlightened. You have to get to 10 mana in order for them to level up as well. So kind of along the same lines. Just Aurelian Soul is a lot heavy hitter. I mean, he's bigger. He's going to hit for more power. Yeah, and the spell shield really is going to go a long ways to helping him survive and the units that he creates. So. Anyway, let's look at level up Aurelian Soul. Aurelian Soul, play, invoke a celestial card that creates 7 or more, that costs 7 or more. And round start, create a random celestial card in hand. Your celestial cards cost 0. So this is very similar to someone like Nautilus, who when he levels up, you get a crazy reduction on sea monsters. So the same thing really with Aurelian Soul. You're going to be creating these celestial cards in hand, and then they're going to be reduced to 0. That's at the round start. So any that you create after that are going to be full cost, but yes, that should be how that works. If you have other cards that are invoking cards, then those should be full mana cost, and then at the round start they will be reduced again, is what I'm assuming. Yeah, super powerful ability. This is obviously just a late game finishing champion. Yeah, really like him. He's cool. There's going to be tons and tons of decks built around this, and it's cool because we now have these dragon units, and the dragon units are just an alternative way of building him and Targon units in general. So it also ties into Demacia, and just, they're going to release Shyvana. We got a Demacia dragon as well, so just a way to play this card that's a little different. Now, it's not going to be completely efficient to play with Demacia at this moment until Shyvana is released and we get more dragons, but just kind of like a small alternative at the moment that we can use with Aurelian Soul. Alright, so this 8-cost dragon here, the Infinite Mind Splitter. So he's like a double-headed dragon. Let's look. It's got Fury. It's an 8/8, so super strong card here. Late game card again. We pick 2 enemies, round start, and stun them. So yay, we get more Yasuo synergy. This is cool. This is really cool. Just having another region to play with Yasuo is going to be awesome. So Yone is a 7-cost card who does basically the same thing. So Yone is a stun, right? You pick 2 cards when you play them, you stun them. This card, you get to stun them over and over again each round, right? So pick 2 enemies, and then round start, stun them. So you're limited. It's kind of cool. You've got a balance on this card, right? So if you kill them, then the stuns stop. If you don't kill them, then it's just going to keep on stunning them over and over again. So it's really actually pretty cool. You get to decide. And also, like, you have to make kind of quick decisions. Like, do you stun the smaller ones so that they can't attack and they're forced to kind of leave them on the board and take out like their bigger units, or you know what I mean? Just there's a lot of ways to use this card, and you have to really think about what units you want to stun because it's going to be stunning them over and over again. That's really cool. All right, the second card here is the Inviolus Vo, I think, something like that anyway. Fury, it's when an ally with Fury heals an enemy for the first time each round, create a random dragon in hand. That's cool. You're creating, you're not drawing. So, dragon synergy again. You're creating dragons, you're not drawing them from your hand. So when you create them, that's going to synergize really well with that. What was it called? We'll have to look at it in a second. The hatchling one. What was it called? Brood hatchling or something, I can't remember. Anyway, where you're granting dragon allies everywhere +1/+1. If you get a ton of dragon allies down, then it's super efficient to use that card, and you get a lot of value out of it. So this card synergizes really well with that. All right, up here, the 5-cost card, burst speed spell, Star Shaping. It's a burst speed. Invoke a celestial card that costs 7 or more, then heal an ally or your Nexus 5. Okay, this card seems super strong. So you're invoking a card that costs 7 or more, and you're healing an ally in your Nexus 5 at burst speed. So you're basically drawing a card, you're getting a card off of this, and you're healing your Nexus 5, the amount that it costs to play the card. This seems like a super strong card, really cool. You're getting a really strong Celestial card with it as well. Depending on what units you have out, you can get it like a reduction with the Celestial units, and yeah, I really like this card. It's a tutor for using these invoke abilities. It's awesome. Alright, Aurelian Soul's The Skies Descend. So this is his champion spell, so it looks like you can main deck this as well. We'll see if you want to. It's a slow speed spell. Deal 15 to all enemies. It costs 2 less for each dragon or celestial ally you have. So this is a dragon and celestial synergy card. So this can be played in both types of decks, or like in a combination of them. And then you shuffle an Aurelian Soul into your deck. So 15, so what's the most? So you can have 6 dragons down at a time. That would reduce it by 12, so it's a 3 mana card. Slow speed spell. That's like the most efficient way to use the card. And it's going to be like the stars align. And you get to play this card for 3 mana. Other than that, you're not usually going to be able to play this card for that amount of mana. That will be a late game option as well, but this will like finish off the game pretty much, unless they've got a deny or a way to stop it. I mean, they're not going to even be able to give themselves enough health to be able to withstand 15 damage, even with tough and all that stuff. So, I mean, this is basically going to board wipe everybody. They're going to have a deny to stop it from killing their entire board. So yeah, if you run a ton of dragons, this card actually might find some play. It would, like, if you have 5 down, you get, you know, it's only costing 5 mana, 4 would be 7 mana, so I mean, it's pretty good. Well, I know, yeah, it's hard to tell if it's going to be in decks. It just depends on how reliably you can get dragons down and create them, and based on the cards, I don't think it's going to be super hard, but the dragons themselves are kind of expensive, so there's not really an early game curve of dragons. That's one initial problem that I see. You need kind of an early game curve in order to get the dragons out there. Late game, so you have to get to late game in order to use this card. So overall, you probably aren't going to even be able to use this card. You might run it as a one-off in a deck, just in like a blue moon, you're able to get it off and at an efficient price, and even, you know, get past denies and stuff like that, spell shields. So anyway, yeah, Hush. Once again, super powerful in this meta that's going to be coming up. That's my prediction. The last card we have here is a 1-cost card, the Messenger's Sigil. We're shuffling 5 of the Messengers into your deck, and the Messenger is the Celestial card. It's the dog one that draws you a card. So yeah, this is kind of interesting because if we can get like the Messenger Sigil down, get multiple of these, draw multiple of these messengers, we can use those as very efficient card draw options. So this card may find its way into like niche decks. I don't know that it's going to be necessarily included into decks that aren't really looking to draw cards, but the interesting thing about this is that it could synergize with things like Twisted Fate, who needs card draw in order to level up. So yeah, that could be a very interesting way to use this card. Overall, I don't know that you would include this into an Aurelian Soul deck. I could be wrong about that. You just need to be efficiently able to draw these like little dogs and be able to play them in order to get the draw effect. It does give you a little bit more early game units to use, so I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be drawing them enough in order to make use of it though. So there's that. Yeah, and they only cost 2 mana, so it's not like you're reducing their costs or anything. I don't know if he'll be included in Aurelion Soul. I think the card's okay with other champions though. Like I said, Twisted Fate could be an excellent champion to include this card, which is for more card draw. Alright, so anyway, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, go ahead and tell me your favorite champions so far of this expansion, which one you're going to build a deck around first. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.